Hey guys, it's Robin. I'm back for another Let's Talk Tuesday. I'm going to do this one again and try not to have to edit it too much because I think it's more natural that way. And today I'm going to be talking about journaling, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. I've been keeping a journal off and on ever since I was a kid, especially in middle school. I started to get really serious about it, and then especially in high school again. And I just wanted to kind of talk through what I journal, how I journal, and why I do, because a lot of times I'll be looking for stuff about journaling to find ideas and stuff, and that's really charming, whatever that hair is doing up there. But I find that not a lot of people talk about it, so I thought I would, make a Let's Talk Tuesday about it, because it's something I want. So this is one of my old journals. I got it from Paper Source in my local mall. I really liked it because it has the, exposed spine, and it lays flat, which was super great. Basically what I do is I really just try and write basically what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, like what I did that day. Try to write through what happened that day. I have some pros and cons lists in here. And then quotes are often really popular. Sometimes I'll do things like this, where I made a top 5 TV shows that I'm into right now, which were on April 3rd, 30th, 2015, so last year, about a year ago on Saturday. That's creepy. Were House, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Charm City Cakes, and Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is amazing, side note. Or these are things that I was lusting over. I still really want one of these bikes. I might get one as a graduation present, which is pretty great. I did get a Polaroid camera for Christmas. This book came out, so that's pretty awesome. And so basically why I journal, especially during this, was to try and work through some things I was dealing with, to try and, write down what I'm thinking so that I can go back and look through it. Something that I've kind of noticed is that learning from my mistakes is something that I'm really into. I like to think about what I've been through and try to learn from it so that the same thing doesn't happen over and over again, which, happens quite a bit. Yeah, so there are things in here that are kind of less serious, because you can tell because they're written in flair that they're not the most intense things I've ever written, but then you go back and some things are a little bit less, fun. This is actually about my childhood. This is not quite as fun stuff. You can tell if I'm having a good day by how big I'm writing, actually, which I think is really funny, because this, oops, nope, one more. Oh, well, this is a letter I wrote to Taylor Swift, and you can tell that I was, very happy because my handwriting was pretty small, but then you go back a little bit, and you start to get to, when my boyfriend broke up with me, and, I have to find it. We're my boyfriend broke up with me, and some of it gets, pretty, here, there are quotes about him, yeah, more breakup stuff. You can tell when I start to, have problems. And, yeah, so basically, I just thought it would be interesting to share, kind of why I do it. And so, the things that I find helpful a lot of the times, this is one thing. When I feel like I need to write, but I don't have time, or I don't know what to write about, or I just need, some time to myself, I'll do a 10-minute. So it says 10 minutes, go, and then I'll just write for 10 minutes about what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. One thing I will say is I did date all of my journal entries because, I wanted to remember where they were. The other thing I did a lot in this journal, particularly, was, so there's that. Super fun. Another breakup. Different boy. Is I will take words. I would show you this one, but there are swears on this page, where I would take a word that would kind of relate to something I was going through. So in this one, I went with acceptance because it was about marching band, because I was having a lot of problems with that kind of thing. and it was acceptance, and it also had to do with a lot of the rumors that were going around about me, which were like super hilarious actually. I'd also, because I was really going through a lot, I would take like mottos and write about them. So one of them was, my past is not my present. And so this is my beautiful thing, but my favorite thing is, in case this is getting a bit too dark, is that one of the things it says on this page that I forgot I'd written is, if Britney Spears can pull herself together, so can I. Robin, that's terrible. That's literally so terrible. But so that's this journal. And so this journal was a lot of like really dark and depressing times, because it spans, I want to say it was from, so it was, I'm actually just going to look it up, April 28th through December 16th, 2015. I think April 28th, 2015 through December. So that's pretty long. I finished this right before break. That sound right? Yeah, so right before break. And then I got this journal, which is a white moleskin. I really love white moleskins because they're super pretty. I was just gonna use another white moleskin. You'll see my new journal in a second. Well, new. But I like the idea of having a bunch of different colored moleskins. So this is my white one, which kind of works perfectly for winter. I took it with me to London, which you can tell from that beautiful thing. And I kind of just documented my entire trip. Like here's more like Buckminster Palace, some pictures. I would show you that, but it has my name on it, like all my stuff on it. Yeah, I did some doodles that really sucked, because I'm a terrible artist, and that kind of thing. And then, yeah, well, basically, this journal is more about documentation of my life, writing about my boyfriend, and kind of what's going on in my life. And then, the other thing that I really kind of found helpful in this journal specifically was to do mind maps. So this one's like, who am I? And just kind of things that were more basic. I would write letters. I would show you those, but those are really personal. And also, I don't know. I think a lot of this one was kind of just trying to, you know, express myself, document what was going on in my life, really just like take time to be with myself. I'd find, if this was a poem I really liked in English class that I copied into here, two Nikita Hill poems that I really, really liked. Currently, this is one thing that I think everyone should do in their journal, is just keep track of what you're currently reading, drinking, eating, texting, watching, listening to, pinning, basically anything. Yeah, so right now, or on this day, 121 and 122, I was reading The Great Gatsby, so that was for English. I loved that book. Drinking tea, a lot of tea. Eating a lot of pasta, and I had a sweet tooth, obviously. Texting Foster and Lizzie and Colleen. Watching Gossip Girl obsessively, because I had pneumonia and it was great. Listening to Don Henley's Dirty Laundry, and his song The Heart of the Matter. Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by The Police. And Sleeping at Last, their cover. And Oh What a Night, December 63 by The Four Seasons, which is mine and Foster's song. And then I was pinning letters and vintage style and quotes. I was pinning quotes so obsessively. So then this is when I went to Vance Joy. I wrote that quite a bit after I went to see him. It was actually kind of sad. That might not have actually been when I had the journal too, which is kind of sad. This is about when I was reading. So this is one thing I said, is my mind feels less cluttered. That's another main reason. This is going to be so random. I'm sorry, but I just want to kind of talk about it. Is sometimes I'll go days without journaling, and then I'll suddenly feel really overwhelmed, and I'll be like, I probably should have written about all these crazy experiences I'm currently having. So that's one thing. That's another reason why I like to journal, is that just getting everything out of my head. You know, because, like, my mind is cluttered. I wrote poems. This is called How to Date in High School. Pretty fabulous. Stuff that's on my mind. I do a lot of these things I show you, but it's personal, where it's, like, on my mind, and then I mind map out from that. Strong to me is when I, and then do that kind of thing. These are all Valentine's Day stickers my sister gave me, which were super cute. More, I like to do these, and then you also see, if you look from the side, I like to put a lot of stuff in here. This one is actually surprising. I used to think that this was like really full of it, but I never really got into like washi taping the pages until my next journal, and you'll see it gets kind of insane. I tried to do a level 10 life, but failed at it because I didn't read the instructions, but I like the idea. It's pretty fabulous. Other things I like to do, like decluttering here. Another quote with little things talking about it. Another one of these beautiful things. I write letters to people when I want to talk to them but don't feel like I can. Basically, yeah, things to get done before prom. I have a lot of lists like that. You'll see another one probably. Things that kind of, you know, take over my life, that kind of thing. To do in my next journal, which I don't know if I've done any of these. Oops. And then, like, my goodbye, which was on my last day of third quarter, which was the goal, and then a quote, and then that's all, folks. Until the next journal, which is the one I'm working on now, which I actually really wanted to have done before school ended, but I only have 13 days left, and that much, you can see the white space, that much left, so I don't think I'm going to get it done. Although I do work through journals quickly. But as I was saying about the washi tape, you can really see it on this one. It got kind of insane, but that's okay. So this is my second journal for this year. I started doing this thing where I'd highlight if I had a note to self, or like a hypothesis, or like something I wanted to journal about. Here's another on my mind map. Traits I admire to try and strive for, that kind of thing. I've been also like writing down stuff from articles and then like putting the website in and whatever. More like song lyrics, most of them are Taylor Swift. You know, this is like all craziness, but really like trying to get down to the heart of the matter. Sorry, I had to. But it's kind of like, so this is like stuff about the musical because it was that year or that day, and then we get into the stuff where I start to get really crazy with the decorations. I really like this page, actually. This was a spread I did right before I left for to go visit my sister in Portland. So inside here is a really inappropriate note I found in a book at the library I work at. Cute sticker. I have a bunch of these stickers and I love them, but they're not all like this, but they're from the same thing. Clean quote from Taylor Swift, a quote from another, I think it's from Rocky Balboa, so there's that. And then there's stuff from when I went to visit my sister in Portland, stuff like this. Basically, like, I just try to keep track of everything that's going on in my life, so that I, you know, have a good handle on it. Like, here's how I keep track of my March reads. I have a little library checkout thing that I got from a craft store in Portland, which I really like how I did that. And then I did more of the, like, you know, whatchamacalls it? Just, like, writing. And then I start talking about how my lessons went, because I started teaching piano lessons and everything. I think it'll be great to be able to look back on these things and everything. Here's, like, my review of the play Arcadia that we went to see, which was super good. And I started counting down until I got to see Foster, and using more colors and that kind of thing. Yeah, basically, I mean, there's not much else to really say about it, but I also have this little tassel on it. But I highly recommend journaling if you ever have wanted to get into it. One thing I will say is that a lot of times I'll be talking to friends and I'm like, oh, you should like write that down in this way and it'll help you. And so, like, one time my friend was talking to me about a relationship he was in and how it didn't end in a satisfactory manner. Like, he didn't really get closure. And I was like, well, you should write it. Like, the story, as if you were getting closure, like, what she would have said, what you would have said, that kind of thing, and that really helped, I think, is what he said. So, yeah, I know that was kind of rambly. I'll probably edit some of this out, hopefully. I said that last time, and I totally didn't. But I hope you enjoyed kind of getting a glance into what goes into my journals, because I am a very prolific journaler, obviously. So yeah, I hope that you pick up a journal. I highly recommend Moleskines. My sister prefers Lekstrom's. Some people prefer to pick up really cutesy ones. I used to, but I kind of like how uniform these are, so when I have them all lined up, and once, I don't think I'm going to add a tassel to this one because it didn't have one when I was writing in it, but I think the next one I'm going to get is yellow for the summer. Hopefully I will finish this pretty soon. I think I'm going to put a lot of pictures in here, honestly. I kind of want to have it finished at the end of my senior year. If I'm being honest, I might kind of waste the paper, but I don't know. There are like a lot of pages left, but I don't know, because my prom stuff, I just started journaling it, and I'm already 2 pages in, and I haven't actually even got into the day where prom was. It was all the day before. So, we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna end that there. Links in the description as always. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of these. I should be hitting you with a cover soon. I know I haven't done that in a while. Prom was really good. I had a lot of fun. I didn't actually end up vlogging most of it, but I will do a video probably, maybe next week's Let's Talk Tuesday will be about my prom experience. I had a really good time. Foster was amazing. He was the perfect date. More about that later, but it was so great to see him again. And so, yeah, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So, see you next week. Bye.